How annoying has the press tour for Paper Tiger been? Because everyone's like, "Hey, Bill, what do you think about cancel culture?"
There's been moments of that, and then mostly not. It's funny. I found more guys talking about it than the female reporters or whatever. And I guess I did a radio tour, and there was just one person by the third one, some woman. I was doing a radio thing, and she was just like, "So you did it at Royal Albert Hall in London. How much fun was that? It looked beautiful." I'm like, finally, somebody who get it. Yeah, it was just all about, having a good time and trying a new venue and taking a chance by going over there. And most of the special was about me being an idiot and trying to clean up my act so I don't, screw up this great thing that I have with my wife and kids. So,
but that's not what the media were.
I had nine questions about PC culture for you.
Most people, I mean, I'm sure you guys exist in the same sort of world that I do, that there's this, there's this one thing that's being asked, and then there's what's people are really feeling. So it's sort of this weird, like, I always compare it to the last election where they sort of misread where people were at. I understand why the cancel culture people are doing what they're doing. Their hearts are in the right place. It's just the way that they're going about it.
The execution, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, telling a stupid joke is a long, long ways away from taking your dick out at work. I mean, I think I could say that, right?
Yes.
So I don't know how you somehow get lumped into that, where it's just like, how could you?
Right.
In front of all those adults
Right.
who watch online porn, tell that shit joke.
I think the mediums in which people are disagreeing now actually has a very big effect on this, because it could just be a disagreement. Somebody being like, "Hey, I didn't like that joke," and that should be the end of it. But if it's a famous person or somebody with a check mark tweeting, "Hey, I didn't like that joke," to a comedian, all of a sudden now it becomes a story. And there are blogs written about it.
I have to be honest.
And you can disagree with people about what's funny, what's appropriate, and what's not, but it didn't used to have that long tail on it.
It's not really even, at this point, even worth talking about anymore. I think it's sort of adjusting back, and I think
it is.
It was bad in the beginning that all, people were doing what they were doing, and there was no way to tell people about it. Now there is. There was a little bit of an overcorrection, and now I think it's just going to come,
The pendulum has swung back, for sure.
But it can't go all the way back.
Right.
Just to like more of a, you don't listen to people for hundreds of years or something. The cork has to fly off the bottle first, and then it's got to swing all the way this way, and then it's got to gradually, come back to like, a place where now you're aware that this stuff goes on. You're going to listen to people, and then you'll take the proper channels to figure out if whatever went down, and then it did. These are the punishments, and then that's it.
Yep.
But other than that has nothing to do with being a stand-up comedian.
Okay, so how was Royal Albert Hall? And you are a venue guy. You've been to venues not only as a stand-up comedian, but we talked last time you were on about all the different stadiums you've been to. Where does it rank?
Oh, Jesus.
It would have been great if you were like 57.
I have 57, and I'll tell you why.
You're my top
I would
56.
say that one was probably the top, just because it was past Carnegie. I can't believe I can have this conversation with you. It was past that, in that it was another country's Carnegie, and all those people showed up, and I was taping a special, and it just, the whole thing, the way it worked out, and the way Mike Binder shot the thing, it was really like everything just came together that night. So I would say that, but there's different reasons to like a venue. I would say the first Rough and Rowdy that I did with you, is one of the top venues, because that's the house that Ric Flair built.
House that Ric Flair
so
built.
there's different reasons to like stuff.
Where was that?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes, Charlotte.
Well, you know what
North
I was
Carolina.
just watching? I didn't have time to see where it was. I was watching every 4 years. I'll watch The Undertaker versus Mankind, Hell in the Cell.
Yes.
And just as far as working a crowd at all costs, when Mankind gets up off the stretcher,
I thought he died.
yeah, and I totally bought in.
Yeah.
I totally bought in. That even every time I watch it, he sells it so hard, you buy in. You know he's still got her, but when he gets back up and slowly starts picking up speed and has that crazy smile,
He does that rumble.
every time I watch it, die laughing, applauding.
Yes.
Going, this is working a crowd at such a masterful level. And even like you watch how The Undertaker, when he really knows he hurts him, he'll take a couple of bumps to give him a break or miss a move. Just the artistry of what went on that night. And like, I just love people that like make fun of wrestling, like, oh, you know it's fake. It's like, you know a movie's fake, but if it's done right, you go along for the ride. Right? And like, I don't think it's ever been done better than that. So whatever. And I was thinking, was that in Mellon Arena? Was that where the Penguins used to play?
I think so. Yeah, the Igloo.
Cool.